Now, here's the design brief for the Julius Caesar poster, and it contains the information that needs to go on the poster as well as the logo. This is a link to a zip file that you unzip and then open up in Illustrator. Now I'm going to jump over to Illustrator, and in the prior videos we placed this JPEG on the background. Now this is an Illustrator file. It's very small and very easy to handle. The Photoshop version of this, on the other hand, is very large. It's still easy to work with, but it's a very large file, and Photoshop has nowhere near the typographic power that Illustrator has for laying out and adjusting type. It will handle effects far better than Illustrator, most of them anyway. So for that reason, I want you to construct your poster in Illustrator because it's the best tool for the job. And this will facilitate showing our client all of your options much more simply and elegantly than it would be otherwise in Photoshop. So let's play along together. Now, that aforementioned theater logo that is downloaded by clicking the link, unzipped by double-clicking the file, and opened by double-clicking the Illustrator file is coincidentally sitting right here, Command Tab, or tilde, excuse me, to jump to another window. If I hit F twice, you'll see that I have two tabs here. And yeah, Scotchgo, I just want these things, and I can click and click. Well, why? Because this is eating up that much of your screen real estate, and we already have enough junk here. I'm going to hit the letter F and Command tilde. The tilde key is right above the tab, lets you cycle through open windows. Now, this is really big, so if we hit Command 0, this now becomes, it fits in our window. And we can then select this with one click, and look, it's selected everything with one click, and we can copy that. And this file, I prepared this for you, so it would be simple to select and impossible to screw up. Now, we're going to switch Command tilde over here and Command V to paste, and this is really big. Now, Command minus, and now I can grab this handle, begin to pull it, but we're not going to stretch and squish this thing. We hold down Shift and bring this down to a size that's far more workable. Set this here. This is still way, way, way too big. Hit Command 0 so we get to full size. I'll make this a little smaller. And because these are vectors in Illustrator, we can downsample, upsample. We can change the size all we want, and we're not really downsampling or upsampling, which would be happening if these were pixels in Photoshop. But if we deselect, you're going to see this doesn't read very well, and that's because the background is dark and the image is dark. So we need contrast. Contrast is achieved by double-clicking and changing the color here, and we'll just go extreme and just go to white, and I'm not telling you to work with white on this background. This is a very stark contrast indeed, and we're going to use a little more subtlety. But for now, doing all your layouts in white is a good way to just establish the positioning of all your elements. And then after everything's here, then start to change colors. Do you understand? Lay this out in white. Now, for the text for your Julius Caesar, well, the example I had you do using Bebas, don't use that on this poster. It's not the appropriate typeface. And what is? Well, that's up to you. You're going to have to do some searching. You have a limited number of fonts on your computer. I have encouraged you several times and posted things in the Twitter feed several times, encouraging you to begin collecting resources. What a coincidence. So just as I got this in by copying and pasting, and you notice this I have for type, and we could just call this the logo and lock this layer. And when we want to work on this, we can unlock it. We can add another one, and we could put, hey, this is for the title. And this way, you're working smart and you're keeping everything separate. We can unlock these layers later on, select everything at once, bring it into Photoshop, but that's not how we're going to do it unless this is perfect. You got that? So work in Illustrator. See? Illustrator, about Illustrator, not Photoshop when you're doing this. And then just copy and paste your Julius Caesar in. What about the other text? What about that? What about this? What if you highlighted this and copied it? And then came over here and using the text tool and point type, not area type, click and paste. And then selected it with the black arrow and changed the alignment depending upon your layout. Is this on the left side? Is this on the right side? Is it in the center? Where did you put it? The only thing Theater specified was put it down low. And yeah, that's where it goes. All right, have some fun laying out these posters. Work in white, please, please, so that we can see contrast and how all this works. And I'll give you some more tips about laying out this in a future video.